Hi 5D Voyagers, welcome to another tarot reading, and this reading is for the full moon in Scorpio. It's a time to release negativity. And how is it that we actually release negativity? As we know, our thoughts create our reality around us, and that's also the reality inside of ourselves and the embodiment. So manifestation or our thoughts is to make the invisible visible. So it's the consciousness that we create around us. So it's making things visible in our external world, and it's also materializing and embodying into our body itself. In terms of releasing negativity, this can also be resistance is a releasing of negativity. So if you're experiencing thoughts, doubts, anxiety in relationship to one of your desires, it's actually the removal of these things. So resistance isn't necessarily a negative thing itself. It's actually a signal that it is working, because it's releasing these things in order to call what it is that you desire. Sometimes things are embodied in ourselves, not in every situation, but it does help to do some kind of physical movement or physical discharge of that emotion. For me personally, I had my contortion coach, my tantric priestess. Another person recommended to me, you need to scream. Your body looks like it needs to scream. And this is interesting because when I did another kind of journey, I did feel like I needed to scream, but I couldn't release it. And one of the things I said is like, my screams would drown the world in hearkening to the sirens themselves. So I live in an apartment complex. Probably not a good idea to scream for a few minutes during the middle of the day. And what I did, took a note from one of my friends and filled up the bathtub, put my head in the water and screamed. And it was actually very cathartic. Felt like a beautiful siren song of releasing that energy. And the sirens sing because their screams would drown the world, because they felt to protect Persephone. Just FYI. All that being said, is it's time to release that negativity. And if you need to discharge it through movement or dance or some kind of other means, screaming as well, let it be that. I'm going to be pulling another card from the classic Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And remember, tarot is a divination tool. In order to access the subconscious energy, you yourself are the creator and the master of your own fate. This is not fortune telling or future predicting. You can decide at any time to switch timelines, because we only create from the eternal present moment. Whoa. Damn. The Four of Wands. So this is celebration energy. The wands here too, also 1111. If that is relevant to you, it's a union, a partnership. This can be union or partnership in terms of a relationship, a business relationship, or even union with oneself. We all have divine masculine, divine feminine energy, and actually it's all just energy. I like this categorization of the different kind of aspects of the energy, because it's all just energy. There's actually no duality in itself. We just look at that as separation. All that being said, this is like the trupa. It's the ceremony, it's a wedding, it's coming together. That may be relevant to you as well. And yes, so things coming into union, partnership in terms of maybe romantic, business partnership, friendship partnership, a new endeavor, even partnership with oneself, coming into and embodying that union. The blue robe here, symbol of the soul energy, and red, symbol of the will. So combining the intuition and the will, combining that, high priestess energy and the emperor energy to call things. The high priestess is in the intuitive, inspirational field, and the emperor is what produces it into our physical reality. You do have to do actions towards your desires and the fulfillment of your desires. However, you will be naturally inspired to make those happen. You will be aligned with the thoughts, behaviors, and actions. Once you start to shift your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions in your subconscious, then in the external world, your actions, behaviors will align with that, and you'll be naturally moved and inspired to connect with people or places or things, or to do certain things that will lead you to the fulfillment of your desire. Eventually you will have to take an action, but it will be in alignment with that. I'm going to be pulling an additional card from the wisdom of the hidden realms. I wrote down a spell to receive a free oracle deck, and I received 30 of them back in the fall, all free. Beautiful. The web weaver. This card's really stunning. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, and cause and effects. And it's a beautiful reminder that we are the weavers of our own web. We are the ones that are actually creating and orchestrating and divinating our life and our experience here. Down below we have this, it's literally a dragonfly. I don't know if you can see it at all, but it's a dragon with little dragonfly wings on it, and their dragonflies are messengers in between the two worlds and two planes, between the spiritual planes, or it's evidence that a lot of the spiritual plane is there with you. So you might be seeing a lot more of that dragonfly energy coming through. And down below here, the spider web. Spider web is one of my favorite symbols as well, because the spider is not focused on how many times it needs to rebuild the web in order to receive its desire, receive its nutrition, and receive its prey. There it is. All right. It doesn't think about how many times it rebuilds its web in order to finally catch the prey. It just continues it and refines its process with this, illuminated web that it is. So this is a very beautiful card. You're the web weaver. Don't give your power away. And finally, I'm going to be pulling one more card from the Wisdoms of Love. And this will be for a message, if you can think of a particular person in your life that you're needing some kind of guidance or inspiration with. This can be a friend, a family member, loved one, somebody estranged, somebody in your life, a coworker, whomever you have. Take a moment here to think of that person. Oh, beautiful. And it is, have patience. Love is patient and kind always. And this beautiful child sitting on the lotus flower itself, lotus flower blooming, coming up and rising out of the mud, and being totally totally safe and secure. So having patience in this relationship. And my group that I'm part of, called the Rainbow Receivers, my beautiful friend Ali was talking about how in Tibetan language there's 70 different words for love, but in English there's only one. But maybe we can start to unfold and identify more words for love. So yes, love is patient and kind. So there's 2 more for you. We were going to come up with 11. Kind and patient. And lastly, I write down my intentions or things that I want to call in around the full moon, and I'll go ahead and share it with you here today, and maybe that will help to inspire you. To the Alpha and Omega within me, I call on my faith to walk with a fool's hope towards the fulfillment of my desires, knowing that if a fool would persist in his folly, he would become wise. I have faith in my fortune, faith in my focus, faith in my feelings. I claim an eagle-eye ability to narrow in on the thoughts and feelings that lead to the miraculous fulfillment of my dreams. I call on the ability to quiet my doubts, my dissenters, my fears, my naysayers. I do not resist my fears. Instead, I embrace them and transmute them into light and my destiny. I claim my desires and my destiny. I have unshakable trust, knowing that I can always get exactly what I want because I was born worthy. So mote it be, and sealed with a kiss.